ABC7 Bangor.
This is ABC7 News at Noon.
Officials are investigating after a body was found in Parkman yesterday. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. The number of babies contracting RSV in Maine continues to grow. Health experts say we are reaching a crisis. And an organization that helps the homeless has some good news. We've got the details. Thank you for joining us. Those stories and more are coming up. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. Devin?
Hey Susan, happy Monday afternoon, and your first weather forecast brought to you by Luigi and Fredericks across from Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. Alrighty, here we are. We have gale watches, we have small cat advisories, and all this is in effect until Tuesday. The gale watch at 7 p.m. and a small cat advisory at 4 a.m. I wouldn't be surprised to see some gale warnings issued soon with a cold front that'll be moving in, and that'll get us some gusty winds going as well. We had some rain moving through earlier. That's since started to move out of the area, though, so as that cold front moves in, we'll see temperatures that will begin to fall during the afternoon period as well, and some of us will see some record highs today with temperatures that will reach for the low 70s early, and then we'll start falling throughout the afternoon as that cold front will soon be moving through, and then things will start to calm down a little bit later on tonight. As for futurecasts, again, maybe a few passing clouds, but otherwise a lot of sunshine this afternoon, and maybe a few clouds later tonight, otherwise mostly clear with, of course, that gusty northwest wind from time to time as well. Here we are, though, so we're going to be watching sustained winds at around 15, maybe 20 miles per hour, gusts up to 30 to 35 miles per hour possible today, maybe backing off a little bit tonight with more on the way for the daytime tomorrow. Lower 70s, decreasing clouds now as we get that rain out of here, that west wind getting up to around 35 miles per hour. For tonight, upper 30s, mostly clear, also breezy out there with that northwest wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period, falling temperatures with a lot of sunshine and some clearing skies. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. The Piscataquis County Sheriff's Department is trying to solve a mystery. They were called Sunday after someone reportedly found a person's body. There were a few details to report, but officials say additional information will be released today. They say they're still trying to determine exactly how the person passed away. Two separate animal shootings are under investigation by the Maine game wardens. The Warden Service is asking the public for information regarding an illegally killed moose. The carcass was found in northern Aroostook County. Officials believe the moose was killed in late September. It was found covered in brush in an attempt to hide it. They're also investigating an injured bald eagle that was found in Mattawamkeag. It was not able to fly, and an X-ray revealed the eagle had shotgun pellets in its body. Maine Operation Game Thief is offering rewards of $4,500 for information regarding the eagle and $3,000 for the moose. Those with information should call 1-800-ALERT-US. The professional firefighters of Hamden were aided by the Maine Forest Rangers with a forest fire in Hamden yesterday. In a post on Facebook, they said their crew responded to the scene with 3 firefighters and a paramedic who came in on their day off, making a point to say that NFPA standard states that for towns of 7 to 10,000 residents, 4 firefighters are needed for proper emergency responses. Thanks to a combined effort between those on their off day and the 2 departments, the forest fire was put out. Medical experts are sounding an alarm to what they're calling a crisis as the number of babies contracting RSV continues to grow. A.J. Douglas spoke with a mother who says she's doing everything in her power to protect her newborn.
The state of Maine continues to see a surge in respiratory syncytial virus infection, also known as RSV, among babies and toddlers. Friday, healthcare professionals collaborated to address this growing health issue. The respiratory illness can spread through coughs and sneezes.
While we want everyone to know how stretched the healthcare system is right now, we also don't want parents to panic. RSV is a common virus. It's not a new virus like COVID was a couple years ago.
Healthcare professionals say hospital beds in the pediatric ward are virtually full. We spoke to a new mom who says the possibility of her child contracting RSV is her worst nightmare.
I've heard so many horror stories of babies getting it and they end up in the hospital and intubated or on oxygen, and it is terrifying.
According to the Maine Center of Disease Control and Prevention, symptoms of RSV include coughing, sore throat, running nose, and wheezing. The new mother speaks on small ways she helps protect her baby in a big way.
Nobody is allowed to kiss his hands or his face, limiting who gets to hold him and look at him and stuff when we're out in public.
Doctors say babies under 6 months old, premature infants, and even older children with underlying heart or lung problems could be at risk during this flu and COVID-19 season. Healthcare leaders also recommend best practices to parents so to keep their children safe.
During this RSV surge, we should be keeping those children at high risk, particularly newborns and young infants, away from public indoor crowded places. Just during this surge, it's just important to keep them protected, just like we do with COVID and influenza.
Other preventative methods include washing hands with soap, covering coughs as well as sneezes, while refraining from kissing to decrease the spread of RSV. In Bangor, A.J. Douglas, ABC7, Fox 22.
Herman residents will be voting to decide if funding to renew an athletic field should be approved. Voters previously approved the upgrades in the 2021 primary, but with the cost of the project now higher than expected, the school committee and town council decided that voters should have a second chance to decide. Emma Smith has the details.
With multiple funding sources for the possible improvements of Pottle Field, it could be easy for voters to be unsure of how it would directly impact them. Micah Grant, the superintendent of Herman Schools, says the approval of the question could cause a tax increase.
We're trying to pull in as many different funding sources as possible, so we're trying to secure donorship. We're trying to offset that increase with reserve accounts, and the town and the school have been really responsible in the last decade at putting money aside, putting money in reserve accounts. The Herman taxpayers have already paid, so we might as well tap into those when it's going to benefit the entire community.
Grant says if the improvements are approved, more teams, including the middle school and rec teams, would have more playing time on the fields, which currently have to be carefully scheduled and rearranged due to drainage issues.
We have a really robust rec program, and we have hundreds of kids in rec football and in rec soccer. And so one of the things that we like to do is we like to bring those kids right onto our, they get to play on those fields, because again, it just builds that excitement. And whether that is soccer or football, we want our rec to be able to use the field. But again, you have to limit that exposure when you're talking about playing surfaces and keeping them in tip-top shape.
If approved, they could break ground for this project as soon as December. For ABC7 and Fox 22, I'm Emma Smith.
A local organization working to serve the homeless community recently announced some good news. Hope for Homeless operates in the Bangor area by providing resources to shelters by delivering food, clothing, and a major necessity we may sometimes take for granted, water. Back in May, Blue Triton donated 40,000 bottles of water to the organization. On Friday, the water supplier delivered 38,000 more bottles of water for homeless patrons. Co-founder of Hope for House, Ann Sweeney, says having a diverse set of donors helps them fill in the gaps when providing for those in need.
The site community does not get access to water. We don't want them drinking out of streams or mud puddles. I mean, we're not just talking adult homeless here. We have families that are homeless with children.
No warehouse space in Bangor is difficult to find. Water is one of the survival things that you need.
Anyone interested in donating can connect with Hope for Homeless through their Facebook page. Coming up on ABC7 News at noon, we'll tell you how dodgeball helps students make music. That's next. We'll be right back.
If you've been hurt in a car accident, watch out.
Watch out. The insurance company may try to tell you that you don't need a lawyer.
Watch out. The insurance company may try to settle before you're done with all your medical treatments.
Don't trust that insurance company after your accident. You could miss out on a lot of money. Call the twos and we'll watch out for you.
Lowry & Associates watched out for me and got me $275,000.
Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do? Call 222-2222.
In Maine, our independence, hard work, and freedoms mean everything, but not to Paul LePage. He's repeatedly attacked women's reproductive freedom. LePage supported letting states ban abortion with no exceptions for rape or incest, defunded family planning programs, and told extremists we shouldn't have abortion. He's a risk to our health and freedom, and it's why we can't go back to Paul LePage. The top funder of Better Maine is the Democratic Governors Association.
Inflation, a broken supply chain, and high gas prices. Mainers everywhere are facing tough decisions about rising costs. Growing up as part of a small family business in Leeds, I learned what a struggling economy does to small businesses, jobs, and to working class people. And serving as a Marine in Afghanistan and Iraq taught me to stand strong for what's right in the face of adversity. I'm Jared Golden, and that's why in Congress, I'm an independent voice for you, taking on my own party to stand up for Maine families. I was the only Democrat to vote against trillions of dollars of President Biden's agenda because I knew it would make inflation worse. I helped pass new laws to rebuild our nation's infrastructure and begin to repair our broken supply chain. And I'm fighting Biden's failed energy policy, forcing him to drill more American oil to lower gas prices. I'll always be an independent fighter for you. I'm Jared Golden, and this is my family. I approve this message because when it comes to doing what's right for your family, I'll never back down.
After 9/11, Jared Golden joined the Marines and served the country he loves. When he returned, he ran for office to serve the state he calls home. He passed legislation to cap the cost of insulin for seniors and lower drug prices for people across Maine. But Bruce Poliquin, he went from Wall Street to Washington to serve himself, taking thousands from drug companies and voting against capping costs. Jared Golden, from here, for us. Moderate PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
New England's oldest community band's indoor performances are back. Our Devin Dagnall was there and didn't miss a beat.
After a brief hiatus due to COVID-19, the Bangor Band is back in the Peaks Auditorium at Bangor High School for their Harvest concert. The Bangor Band has a rich history of concerts for the community, with their performances dating back to the 1800s. The newest principal conductor, Dr. Philip Edelman, says he will keep with traditions and focus on what makes the historic band great.
I think that we've been in pretty good hands so far. You know, my predecessor, Chip Farnham, when I was the assistant conductor along with Scott Burdett, he's continuing on, and we just want to continue our trajectory forward.
During COVID-19, the band could not play inside and had to host all of their practices and performances outside. Edelman says returning to indoor performances may not be as intuitive as one would think.
We've had to retrain our ears a little bit and, you know, get used to each other and what we sound like inside a closed space. But I think you're going to be really impressed with how the band sounds today.
Band members say that they're excited to be back inside and that it's already been great working with Edelman.
Philip is filled with energy. I mean, he just bubbles with energy. And that's exciting because that excites us. And he's young. Philip is bringing in this new energy, which, again, is great for us.
To find out about event dates or audition information, visit bangorband.org. In Bangor, I'm Devin Dagnall, reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22.
The Hampden Academy Music Association asked members of the community to share some team spirit to help local music students score big. AJ Douglas has more.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. We're doing that today for the high schoolers.
Saturday, the Hampden Academy Music Association held a community dodgeball tournament to help benefit the music program.
I know people have come from as far as Sangerville, to participate in this tournament. So it's not just people in Hampden that are a part of this, which is awesome.
Funding raised during the tournament will also fund a student trip during the World Strides Music Festival in New York City, where band and chorus students are scheduled to perform.
It's really important that we provide funding so that every student that wants to go can. Those types of experiences are so important to the growth and learning of our students.
6 teams registered for the event and showed team spirit while supporting local students.
Go Dennis Busy Bees! We just thought it would be a fun way to support the local high school and the kids as they raise money.
It's about fun and exercise and supporting the local school.
The music department plans to raise $1,000 from event registrations and silent auction items. In Hampton, AJ Douglas, ABC 7, Fox 22.
After the break, we'll take a look at a ballot question that could limit the number of cruise ship passengers coming to Bar Harbor.
I am so fearful this winter for oil prices.
We can't go on like this.
Jared Golden's votes are definitely making inflation worse.
Jared Golden is not independent.
Golden and Biden are lockstep.
I'm a Marine Corps veteran, and I cannot support Jared Golden.
We need to make a change. Maine needs Bruce Poliquin.
Bruce Poliquin is concerned with Maine people of all walks of life.
I know Bruce Poliquin cares for Maine, and I know he'll fight for us.
I'm Bruce Poliquin, and I approve this message.
Jared Golden and the Democrats by the numbers. The worst inflation in 40 years. Home heating, groceries, gasoline, all through the roof. 87,000 new IRS agents. $20 billion in new taxes on the middle class. All because 83% of the time, Jared Golden votes with Biden and Pelosi. On November 8, stop the Democrats' war on the middle class. Defeat Jared Golden. The NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Janet Mills? 4 years ago, we filmed an ad here supporting her. But Janet has been a disaster for the state of Maine. She's driving up inflation, and her decisions have permanently harmed small businesses and our economy.
And she's bad for seniors and Maine families. Mills raised our electric bill, and she's pushing up home heating costs.
We need Paul LePage now.
We've got to vote for Paul LePage.
Winning car accident cases is what we do. I injured my back and they got me $300,000. What did the twos do for you?
Lowry and Associates got me $700,000.
We win for you.
Call 222-2222.
When Rowell's Garage in Dover Foxcroft wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. Rowell's Garage has been serving customers in the greater Dover Foxcroft region since 1946. Our goal is not just selling you a vehicle, but also giving you quality service to maintain your vehicle at peak performance.
After 9/11, Jared Golden joined the Marines and served the country he loves. When he returned, he ran for office to serve the state he calls home. He passed legislation to cap the cost of insulin for seniors and lower drug prices for people across Maine. But Bruce Poliquin, he went from Wall Street to Washington to serve himself, taking thousands from drug companies and voting against capping costs. Jared Golden, from here, for us. Moderate PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Residents of Bar Harbor will be voting on a question that could fundamentally change its entire tourism season. Devin Dagnall has more.
The stronger a vote that can come out of the Bar Harbor citizens, the better. Now, it's up to the citizen.
In just a few days, the town of Bar Harbor will be voting on a citizen's petition that would restrict the number of cruise ship passengers allowed on shore at a time.
Sentiments have been building for quite some time that the cruise industry is having a large and increasingly too large influence on Bar Harbor. There are days when it totally takes over the town. It's driven a lot of better and regular visitors away.
The petition would limit the number of cruise ship passengers allowed on shore to just 1,000 at a time. The number of passengers coming and going would be tracked by the harbor master, and if the ships do not comply, they will be fined $100 per extra person on shore.
There are people who want the more the better, and there are people who want none, zero. And then we did some back-of-the-hand calculations, but we thought that this was a reasonable compromise.
The petition, of course, is not without its critics. Kevin DeVoe, owner of the West Street Cafe, says that the restrictions imposed on cruise ships would be detrimental to his business.
Cruise ships amount to about 30 to 35% of our business. It's how we get to profitability. And without them, we can't see any way to it.
DeVoe says if the regulations are approved, he may have to close his restaurant earlier in the season and possibly cut staff.
It's a huge loss of revenue, and it will challenge us to, eventually we're going to have to decide, do we want to continue to operate a restaurant?
The decision is now in the hands of Bar Harbor residents, who will vote on the matter this Tuesday. In Bar Harbor, I'm Devin Dagnall, reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22.
The fall weather is here, and although cooler weather is coming, you shouldn't put away your sunscreen just yet. ABC's Justin Finch explains why.
As the seasons change, make sure you're still practicing sun safety. The CDC recommends protecting your skin from the sun all year long, even after the leaves start changing colors. UV rays from the sun can still damage your skin on cloudy and cool days in the fall and winter, reflecting off of surfaces like water, cement, sand, and snow. According to the CDC, UV rays tend to be strongest from mid-morning to around mid-afternoon. So it's important to keep wearing sunscreen after summer is over. When deciding which sunscreen to use, the CDC recommends an SPF of 15 or higher and to reapply sunscreen every 2 hours while outdoors. Whatever your favorite fall activity may be, don't forget to wear and reapply sunscreen when you're spending time outside. With this Medical Minute, I'm Justin Finch, ABC News.
And it's not here yet, but the Maine DOT has released a friendly reminder that winter is on its way, and they have ways to keep your car stocked and prepared. They say everyone should have an emergency car kit stocked with a cell phone, charger, jumper cables, a spare tire, ice scraper, small shovel, duct tape, extra oil, flashlight, first aid kit, blankets, jackets, gloves, water, and snacks. It's hard to think about right now, but it's an excellent time to start making your appointments in advance to get your snow tires on. Many local shops are booking out weeks in advance. When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
Jared Golden and the Democrats by the numbers. The worst inflation in 40 years. Home heating, groceries, gasoline, all through the roof. 87,000 new IRS agents. $20 billion in new taxes on the middle class. All because 83% of the time, Jared Golden votes with Biden and Pelosi. On November 8, stop the Democrats' war on the middle class. Defeat Jared Golden. The NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Janet Mills is crushing Maine families. Under her watch, Mainers will face rolling blackouts this winter, putting our most vulnerable, like seniors, at risk. And because of Mills and Joe Biden's failed agenda, Mainers will pay 72% more for home heating oil and $60 more each month for groceries. Mainers can't afford more of the failed Mills agenda. Vote no on Janet Mills. The top funder of Maine Families First is Thomas Klingenstein.
Sometimes big truck accidents can result in big case settlements. These are just some of the big case results I fought to get my clients. If a big truck hurts you, we'll make them pay you every single dollar you deserve for your injuries. I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. If you've been hurt by a big truck, call the twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a big truck? Come out on top. Call the twos. Call 222-2222.
I've got plans. We've all got them. But Bruce Poliquin's plans would put Social Security benefits at risk. He planned to raise the retirement age and cap retirees' cost of living increases. He even opposed allowing Medicare to negotiate cheaper drug prices. But Jared Golden didn't just plan. He passed legislation to cap seniors' drug costs and let Medicare negotiate drug prices. Jared Golden is the man with the right plan.
DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
When the weekend finally rolls around, we often have to balance how much time we need to devote to our to-do list with how much time we can spend relaxing and having fun. With the recipe we're making today, you can start your day with a fun-to-eat breakfast no matter what you have planned. And since it's fast, filling, and really tasty, you can't miss. The first thing we do is scramble a few eggs until they're fluffy. A little trick to get the fluffiest eggs ever: add a touch of warm water to them before cooking them. Then, we spoon our eggs over some tortilla chips that we piled onto an oven-proof platter. Over that goes some sliced breakfast sausage, crumbled bacon, fresh salsa, and lots of shredded cheddar cheese. We'll pop this in the oven, and while it warms, we'll get some scallions and jalapenos ready to sprinkle on top. Once the cheese is melted and the chips are super crispy, it's time to dig in. Think of this as a rise and shine version of your favorite Nacho Supreme. To get the recipe for our fun-to-share breakfast nachos, simply visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Task Kitchen, where today we found a nacho everyday breakfast way to say, ooh, it's so good.
Well, it's a new week. Let's see what's in store for weather and check in with Devin Biggs. Devin?
Alrighty, here we are. A new week is here, and your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home of Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices, with locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. All right, let's get things rolling. Here we are. Gale watch is in effect until 7 p.m. on Tuesday. We also have small guide advisories until 4 a.m. on Tuesday as well. We'll see gale warnings, so maybe more small craft advisories issued with the gusty winds coming up, especially as we watch our cold front moving through. Here's the radar now. We had some rain showers moving through earlier. A lot of this has now gotten out of here, so we're going to start seeing the clouds breaking up. If they haven't already for some of you, you'll be seeing a lot of sunshine during the afternoon period. Here's the radar from earlier, though. We did have rain moving through, maybe some heavy downpours at times as well, but all this now getting out of here as that cold front will be moving in. The sky will be clearing out. And you know what that means? A cool down on the way, as it does with most cold fronts. So we'll see this moving through. Then high pressure right behind it, which will mean with the high pressure and low pressure close together, that will mean, though, some gusty winds as a gradient will be very stacked up. So gusty winds on the way later on tonight, tomorrow as well. But here we are, gusty winds today reaching up to around 35 miles per hour in a few spots. We'll keep that going for a while later on this evening as well, maybe backing off to 25 miles per hour at times. Tomorrow, maybe a little bit worse, 30, maybe 40 miles per hour in a few spots, especially further off toward the north. So be ready for more of those gusty winds yet again. Wave heights increasing 4 to 7 feet right now. This is why those alerts are in effect. So kind of be careful if you're near the ocean with regards to those high surf moving forward. Here we are. Yesterday was nice, 74 degrees, 24 degrees above average. I'm sure a few areas set some records yesterday. Well, other spots saw some 60s and even 53 degrees back on October 28th. So again, not too bad moving forward temperature-wise. Our average high is 49 degrees. We'll go from the lower 70s today to the middle to upper 40s Tuesday and Wednesday. Temperatures falling this afternoon as well. Back in the 50s Thursday, Friday, and your Saturday. Back down to the upper 40s as we head towards your Sunday. Futurecast moving forward, though, a lot of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds. Will become mostly clear with a few passing clouds later tonight as the winds continue to remain gusty. We'll have more gusty winds again for the daytime tomorrow, along with maybe a few passing clouds. But otherwise, set aside that, the precipitation chances will stay rather low moving forward with a few nice days, at least precipitation-wise, on the way. But otherwise, we'll have to watch for the wind. Lower 70s early before we start cooling off, decreasing clouds, that west wind up to 35 miles per hour. For tonight, upper 30s, mostly clear and breezy out there. Northwest wind getting up to around 25 miles per hour. For tomorrow, middle 40s, a little bit cooler, mostly sunny and windy. The northwest wind getting up to around 30, maybe 40 miles per hour in a few spots. And your Scott's Recreation extended forecast, we go to vote tomorrow. A lot of sunshine, temperatures again in the mid-40s, upper 40s Wednesday with a mostly sunny sky. More clouds Thursday with a partly cloudy sky, highs in the upper 50s, and upper 50s again on Friday. Veterans Day as well with a mostly cloudy sky.
Thank you, Devin. An iconic superhero movie costume from the 1970s hit the auctioneer's gavel and went for a tidy sum. The Superman costume worn by the late actor Christopher Reeve in the 1978 film by the same name has sold at an auction for $350,000. The complete outfit contains a tunic, cape, belt, a pair of leggings, and boots. The stretchy blue nylon material is also custom woven and has the classic Superman S and shield on the chest and tunic. Prop store auction, the costume seller says it's in good condition, although there were aging and some minor wear use issues. The buyer was unidentified. Even before the movie Black Panther: Wakanda Forever hits the big screen, a Happy Meal based on the film has made its debut at McDonald's. The fast food chain introduced its new Happy Meal. Customers have had an opportunity to enter the Marvel universe even before the movie is released on Friday. Each meal contains one of 10 Black Panther characters. Customers can order a hamburger or chicken nuggets, and the meals come with a kid-sized French fries, apple slice, and drink. I remember when it was just Ronald McDonald and the Hamburglar. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening on ABC 7 News at 6.